Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys, the countdown is on. One more day to baseball. I'm going to try to get a video out later tonight for you guys. I'm just waiting on a couple games where they haven't released a couple lines that I've keyed in on. I know why they haven't released the lines yet, and I'm excited to see what they put them at, because if they are off even the slightest, we're off to the races on those ones. So it's funny how, in baseball, guys, you see that. We saw it last year. We didn't used to see it, but we definitely saw it last year. Line makers holding out on certain specific events, not releasing certain lines on certain games until sometimes even a few hours before game time, which is crazy for a professional sport. Interesting to see if they do it this year. It looks like first game of the year. Look, they've had a long time to set their lines for the first game of the year. There's a couple games they're worried about, and I don't blame them because I know why they're worried. So we will see, guys, tomorrow. I'm excited for the start of baseball. Yesterday, guys, free picks. We went 1-1. Rangers and Washington, guys. We got the empty net goal to clinch the over for us, which was great. A little bit worrisome early. Early on, we got a three goal cushion in the first period. Okay, we're happy. Okay, look, we scored 3 goals in the first period, guys. There's nothing wrong with that when you're taking the over. Nothing in the second. So, a little bit disheartening there, guys. But we did manage to get it done, in the third period. And then the other bet was Carolina. Okay, so I want to elaborate on something I talked about earlier, okay? We continue to see this trend of teams dramatically outshooting and outchancing teams and still losing. We saw it again yesterday, right across the board. It was crazy. I think there was 2 games, I think, where the team that outshot the other team actually won. Every other game, the team that got less shots won. And the only reason there was 2 games that happened is because Boston came back and won in overtime. Boston was down 4-1 or 4-2, I think it was, against the Devils. If it wasn't for that comeback, it would have been literally one team in the NHL yesterday who had the most shots that won the game. I keep waiting for it to turn around because I keep saying, guys, it's unusual. Okay, I've been watching hockey my whole life. I started playing when I was 4.5 years old. I understand the game. I understand if you get more shots on net, that's good. That's kind of like most sports. You have a basketball team, 20 extra shots. Are they going to win more games? Yeah, they are. If you have a football team, 2 extra possessions, 3 extra possessions, are they going to win football games? Yeah, they are. Okay, so, it's no different in hockey. What we're experiencing here is weird. Okay, we'll put it that way. It's weird, guys. This has now been going on 3 weeks, possibly a month, where we've been seeing this, where these teams with lack of shots continue to win games. So yesterday, guys, dramatic examples. Dramatic. Carolina, okay, look. I came out and I said, I like Carolina yesterday, guys. I would bet that game every single day if it came out. Okay, Carolina gets 32 shots against 16. 32-16 the shots on goal, and they lose 2-1. So many opportunities. But look, it happens once in a while, okay? That is the whole thing with hockey. You're going to run into hot goalies. You're going to hit goalposts. You're going to miss breakaways. These things happen, okay? That's the variance that we have to factor in when we're betting on sports, right? These unknowns. I think if you go back this year, guys, and you look at my picks, even though we're having a good year in hockey, we could be having a phenomenal year because the teams that I bet on almost always this year have outshot the other team. There's been a few where they haven't, but almost always we managed to get the team with an advantage in shots on goal and should give us an advantage in scoring. Now, I'll look at a Masterclass play ahead yesterday, guys. The only other side that I took, which was Tampa Bay. We got a couple half-unit plays. We bet them a few different ways. Tampa Bay, as well, outshoots them 38-21 and loses 3-1. So, between those two games, basically, we got 2 goals on 70 shots. 2 goals on 70 shots. Now, history and simple math should dictate that we should have about 7 goals between those 2 games. The real number is about 6.8, something like that. Okay, but we should have about 7 goals, give or take, okay? There should be maybe, factoring variance, 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range. Not two. Okay, so again, guys, it's disheartening when this kind of stuff happens. Not to mention, on the other side of things, those other teams, they're just lollygagging around out there. 16 shots in a whole game, and they win. It's crazy. It's like, you're being rewarded in the NHL for not taking any shots on net. It's so bizarre. But anyways, guys, look, I 100% don't expect this to continue. It just can't. It can't. Okay, I've never seen anything this prolonged in hockey like this, where teams continue to outshoot their opponent dramatically in some cases and lose. It's just so bizarre. That's the only thing I can say. It's bizarre. It doesn't have anything to do with the crowd, or the COVID or anything like that. It's weird. It's hard to explain why one team would have so many more shots and lose a hockey game. So anyways, on to today, guys. I have a total of 4 plays. I have 2 in free picks. I have 2 in Masterclass. I got 2 hockey, 2 NBA today. And as I mentioned, guys, I'm very excited for baseball. We're going to be, I think we're going to have we had a phenomenal year last year, guys. Baseball, from a profitability standpoint, has been my best sport year in and year out. You have so many opportunities and there's so many variables. What do I love about baseball, guys? I love variables, okay? Variables are good for professional sports bettors, not so good for the public, okay? When the public looks at a baseball game, what are they looking at, okay? They might look at lineups. Hopefully they do. They're definitely looking at pitching matchups, okay? They're looking at pitching matchups. But what else are they looking at, okay? Are they understanding, how pitchers perform versus left-handed and right-handed hitters? Possibly, okay? Are they diving into the umpires in the game that have a dramatic impact on certain pitchers, left-handed, right-handed pitchers? Some umpires, I talked about this last year, guys. Some umpires set up directly over a catcher. Some umpires set up just over a catcher's shoulder to one side or the other. It influences how they see balls and strikes based on whether it's a lefty or a righty coming in at you, okay? I doubt that's something they look at, okay? Do amateur sports bettors look at wind direction? Possibly. But are they looking at certain things like air density index, barometric pressure, the average distance a ball should travel, plus or minus versus normal, okay? When you have a high air density index, guys, the ball is going to travel differently. Cold weather, hot weather. These are all things that make a difference. Does your average bettor know what stadium stores their balls in humidors and what don't? That's a big factor now in baseball, isn't it? That ball pops when you have a dry ball. But when those balls are kept in humidors, like they are at certain stadiums, they do not travel as far. So these are all things that, make it an advantage as a professional sports bettor, someone that can dedicate their time to looking at this information that the average sports bettor just can't do, guys. And that's why I get so excited every year for baseball. I love baseball. Look, baseball is, anyone who's into numbers and stats and stuff like that, you can't not love baseball, guys. So I'm excited for another year. I've been working on some brand new systems and I'm excited to roll out. Not going to roll them out right away, guys, because, patience, right? We're going to see how they go first couple weeks. I have full expectation based on previous years that they're going to perform well, but we will see, guys. But anyways, we're very excited for baseball. All right, guys. So today I mentioned 2 free picks, 2 Masterclass, guys. If you're interested in Masterclass, benderwins.com. It's $99 a month. It gets you all my plays every single day, guys, plus all my educational videos, and gets you the Masterclass baseball systems that I use. So we did that video last year. I'm going to do another video upcoming soon, hopefully next couple weeks with some of my new systems in there, guys. So anyways, let's get cracking on today. benderwins.com if you want that. First off, guys, we're going to go on Milwaukee Bucks -8.5, okay? Now, this line's bounced around -8 up to -9. I like the Bucks in this game, guys. Again, I think we're getting them at a better price, 8.5 versus 9. I know it's not a big difference, but still, you want to get every point of value here. There's been a fair amount of steam that's come in on the Bucks. A little bit of steam came in on the Lake when it hit 9. Okay, so Lakers got steam at 9, and bounce it back down to 8.5, guys. But I still think 8.5 is a good number on the Bucks. So that is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to take Milwaukee minus 8.5. Next, guys, over to the hockey world, where apparently I can predict shots on net, but not necessarily goals. But I like this matchup here, guys. I got 2 hockey games today. First one, we're going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs, okay? Again, the second challenge of this year has been, projecting your starting goalies. So in the past, guys, you get, this is going to be your starting goalie, and, you can pretty much take it to the bank. It wasn't always for sure, but you can pretty much take it to the bank. Normally, the easiest way to find out who the starting goalie is the first goalie off at morning skate. That's going to be your starting goalie. That's a tried, tested, and true method, guys. So with the first goalie off at morning skate, that is where you get your projected goalie, okay? That's where teams say, this is our projected goalie, okay? The second goalie sticks around, does a little bit more work, helps out with the players, etc., etc. That's always been the case. Like, whenever I played, guys, first goalie off, that was your starting goalie, like, without fail. This year, it's been a little bit different, guys, that right up to the very end, we're not 100% sure who that starting goalie is going to be, but we'll go with the information that we have, and my belief, guys, is that Jack Campbell will be starting. Now, you cannot, in my opinion, just handicap a game based on the starting goalies this year, because you really don't know. You can make an educated guess, but you don't know. I mean, one game this year, I said, there's a goalie that I know is going to start this game, and that was because Marc-Andre Fleury tested positive for COVID. So I said, basically, I know who's starting this game. And it's not going to be Marc-Andre Fleury. He's got COVID. Well, lo and behold, Marc-Andre Fleury starts the game. False positive test, and he starts the game. I'm like, no, most people with COVID don't start the game. But my point is, guys, for the most part, this year, it's been a little bit unpredictable. So you can't just cap the game based on goalies. So I look at this, guys, and I say the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, are the better hockey team, okay? They have sometimes a reluctance to shoot the puck, but against this Winnipeg team, guys, they should have no trouble getting shots. Not only did the Leafs take over 30 shots a game, but Winnipeg loves giving up shots. They give up over 30 shots a game, towards the bottom of the league in shots allowed. Now, if we factor in Jack Campbell, if he does play, guys, the guy's 6-0 with a 1.48 goals against average and a .945 save percentage. Now, if you don't understand hockey or the statistics, that's good. That's real good, okay? So 6-0, everybody understands that, guys. 1.48 goals against average. What does that mean? It means over 60 minutes, he gives up 1.48 goals. 1.5 goals he gives up through an entire hockey game on average, okay? Those numbers won't last, but he's playing great hockey, okay? .945 save percentage, saving 94.5% of his shots. 94.5% of his shots he's saving right now. What's a good number? About 91%. 91% would be a great number in hockey, guys. 92%, now you're talking like franchise level goalie, and 93%, we've seen like 1 or 2 seasons where a goalie's maintained that. But it's very, very good numbers. So anyways, guys, that's what we're going to do. We are going to ride the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, minus 135, okay? Now, shop around, guys. I've seen this line down at minus 128, minus 130. So shop around, guys. We're going Toronto Maple Leafs minus 135, okay? So that is it for us today, guys. We'll be back with some baseball probably later tonight, guys, if not very early tomorrow. But keep your eyes out. And, as always, guys, have a very lucky day.